Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a continuation of the notes for 7-1. This is the end of the second part of the notes, right? So it's still going to be the same game on combined like terms here. 78 and 5 will make 83 minus 3x squared. I'm going to subtract 83 over to this side. And then I'm going to get negative 70 equals negative 3x squared. Divide by negative 3. So this will be positive. This is 1x squared equals 70 over 3. Take the square root of that. Remember, this is an even root, so it needs plus or minus. So once I type 70 divided by 3, after I take the square root of that, I'll have my final. So we got power, square root of 70 divided by 3, and that's 4.83. And that will conclude the front of this page. So I'm going to, when they come back here, I'll be on the second part. All right, so I'm just going to slide this down, keep it rolling. Here are my next three problems. All right, same deal. We're going to solve for it, round to 2 decimal places. So let's start by just combining like terms. And negative 11 and 10 make a negative 1. 18 minus 7 equals 11. I'm going to add that 1 over and get 12. So plus 1, plus 1. Divide by 5. So x to the fourth equals 12 fifths. I'm going to take the fourth root. Since this is an even root, I will have plus or minus again. So this is where the calculator, understanding how to type this in, gets a little more complicated because there's no fourth root naturally on there. So I go 4, math 5 again. And then I'm going to type in 12 divided by 5. 2 decimal places, I'm at 1.24. All right. Put that away for a second. Let's go through the next one here. So I'm going to combine like terms here. I'm going to get 84 minus 3x to the fourth. Subtract 84, subtract 84. So this will be negative, let's go here, 72. And that's going to equal negative 3x to the fourth. Not really sure what that noise was, but let's keep going. So if x to the fourth equals 24, negative divided by negative is positive. I'm going to do the fourth root. Fourth root, again, I'm going to have plus or minus. So let's break down the fourth root of 24. So 4, math 5, 24, round to 2 decimal places, 2.21. All right. Word problems. Everybody loves word problems. Let's just read it first. The power P in kilowatts of a Greek ship used over 2,000 years ago can be modeled by the equation P equals 0.0289 s cubed, where s in knots is the desired speed. The crew of the ship was able to generate a maximum power of 10.5 kilowatts. So this is power. Okay, what was their greatest speed? So speed is s. This is what we're looking for. All right, so we're going to put in 10.5 for the P because that represented power. 0.0289 s cubed. We're going to divide that over. Okay, and then we're going to take the cube root of that because that's what s cubed equals. So let me get this typed in because I don't know how to, what 10.5 divided by that small decimal would be. So let's go 10.5 divided by 0.0289. Enter. Looking at 363.3217993. Notice I'm not rounding that because it's not my final answer. We need to do the cube root yet. So that's what's coming up next. Math 4. And then I'm going to type this answer in, which could go second. That's not quite it. Second answer. And it's going to take that answer from above, plug it in there. So the ship was traveling at 7.14 knots is the units. All right. So there's your word problem. 9, 10, and 11. All right. Still got the bottom of the page yet to go here. So that word problem wasn't too bad. Usually you just have to read them before you try to solve them. So it looks like we got 6 problems here. Let's knock out these 4. All right, pay attention to when you have an odd and an even root. First thing we need to do is get rid of the cube root because nothing is outside it. So this will be x minus 3, and whatever the cube root of 72 is, we're then going to add 3 to that answer. So this x value, I don't need to worry about plus or minus due to the fact that we have an odd root here. All right, so we have cube root of 72, and then I'm going to plus 3 to it. So we're looking at 7.16. Finished. Over here, now notice there's a 2 out front. So I can't just do the cube root right away. I need to get that by itself. Everything that's raised to the third. Now that everything raised to the third is isolated, this is where you'll do the cube root. So this is x minus 4 equals negative 2. Add 4. Now remember, cube root, we are not concerned with 2 answers. There's only one answer with the cube. So there it is, x equals 2. All right. With 14, everything's gone around the square, so we're going to do the square root. So this will be x minus 1 equals 6. X minus 1 could also equal negative 6, because remember now I'm doing an even root to 36, therefore I have 2 answers, positive and negative. So plus 6 and minus 6. So we'll add 1 here. One of our correct solutions is 7. And one of our correct solutions here is negative 5. All right, so those are our 2. All right, we're going to divide by a negative 2 here. Notice I'm not starting with the square because there's a negative 2 out front. You cannot distribute in because of that exponent, so let's get rid of it by dividing it over. Get 81. Now I'm going to do the square root because it's finally by itself. So x minus 7 will equal positive and negative 9. So x minus 7 equals 9, and x minus 7 equals negative 9. So we add 7 over. X is equal to 16. Add 7 over. X is equal to negative 2. There's your 2 solutions for 15. Now remember these both, 15 and 14, were even roots. That's why you see 2 answers there. So whenever you do the square root, you need plus or minus at that point. You can't just wait till the end. It has to happen whenever you do the even root. All right, the last 2 down here. I believe one's even, one's odd. Nope, they're both even. All right, so let's start with the first one. No numbers out front, so 4th root. 4th root, so x minus 4 equals plus or minus 3, because the 4th root of 81 is 3. So I have x minus 4 equals 3. X minus 4 equals negative 3. So I'm going to add 4, get x equals 7. Add 4, and get x equals 1. So there are 2 solutions, 7 and 1. It's going to be the same idea here. There's nothing else on the side where we're raising it to the 4th, so let's get rid of that. So x plus 8 will equal positive and negative. Now the 4th root of 256 is 4. So I have x plus 8 equals 4. And we'll have x plus 8 equals negative 4, which is then going to give us negative 12. So there are 2 solutions. So that will conclude then part 2 of section 1. Again, if you have questions on this section, you can always go back to the video notes or email me or ask me in class. All right, I am here to help. Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.